Alright, so figured it's time to put some paint on some of this stuff. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing here. It's a bit windy out, and I don't want to set up the big portable spray booth. So, but I do just want to paint. All I want to paint is these floors, the backs of those seats, and I'm going to use a sealer on everything to get the color really close. So we did a sealer sample on there. It's right there. I made that real quick, so it's a little bit off, just a hair wider. You can barely even see it when you get the angle right, so that's about how it looks. In the sheen you can see it a little bit. So I'm going to spray the sealer on. I use some sign paint as sealer, and so I'm going to spray that, spray these floors. I'm not going to spray back here because we still got rust holes right here. It's actually, they go into the fenders a bit, so I don't know how that's going to work. I have to do that from underneath. So, but I'm just going to paint that. I'm going to paint up here, and the dash, and the seat stands. And what we decided is to keep the original paint up here because we got a pretty close match. And so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, this wind isn't looking like it's going to be much help for us right now, but I kind of didn't want to get too much overspray on the front nose, so I have this thing kind of back, these drops backed up to here. I might get a little bit of dust from it, but I can always polish that out. So, not a big deal. And these things here, I'm not worried about dust in them. A little bit of dust in here, I don't really care too much. Floors, don't really care. Barely going to get a coat of paint on those. They're mostly going to get sealer and then clear to make sure that that's going to keep them from rusting. I don't really care how much paint. I might just put one coat over the floors, just a mist coat of the actual color, because I don't want to waste up all my paint on those. So, and especially the cargo floor. So, well, anyway, we'll see how it goes. Got a bit of wind today, and it's going to be challenging. I know our drops are even blowing. Usually these things are kind of cool because the drop cloths actually are heavy, and they're like from Harbor Freight. They're really heavy, and they usually keep the stuff from blowing around. But I'm not going to try to paint this edge. I'm just going to paint up to right here. So even if the drop cloths come over and hit the side here, it's not going to really affect anything. So anyway, I thought I'd just let you guys watch, and maybe we'll do this in hyperlapse, and you guys can kind of check it out. Looks like we got a little bit of video bumpage going on. Looking at new cameras right now, so we'll see how that works. Right up to the next portion. Alright, so we got some base coat on here. We're going to go ahead and, or this isn't base coat, this is actually sealer. And we're going to put some base coat on here in a minute. And that's, I don't know, what do you guys think? That looks pretty darn close, that sealer. I matched it with my own. So we'll put some base coat on here, then we got to put clear. So it's going to be a little process here. Put you guys on in a minute. We'll check you later on in the video. Alright, did anybody see any difference between the last coat and this one? I mean, I guess I pretty much nailed pearl white. Well, just scrap matched it. Anyway, we'll go ahead and put another coat of this pearl white on there, see if anyone looks any different, and then we'll put the clear on. Alright, let's take a look here what we got. So it's all painted. The floors, I didn't really care. There's stuff in them. You can see where we walked in and out. One thing I wanted is to be protected. So the clear I put on it just to protect the floor. Look at this repair. Looks pretty nice. Sides there. There's some orange peel a little bit. Trying to paint this stuff is really hard. It's way easier to paint the outside. The jambs are, you know, a lot harder to do. So up here, got a little orange peel, but yeah, a couple runs. You know, a little bit of heavy spots. It can be sanded out and fixed if I wanted to. Probably won't. But the dash, I'll probably color sand and buff. I had a run going on right here. I kind of ran it down. It's still flowing out right now. There's, you know, room for movement there. Got a little run right there. That can be sanded out easy. Just sand out, color sand and buff it if I wanted to, or just behind the seat. Might just leave it there. Originally, they had a lot of runs inside, and it's kind of really hard to paint in here. It's actually extremely hard to paint all these angles and stuff and moving around, and a lot of it you're doing left-handed and stuff. So anyway, just one coat of clear on the floors, one coat of clear on the seat stands. That's all I need, just enough to protect it. See this stuff? Don't care. It's going to get a mat that covers this whole thing. So this side and that side gets covered up. So really no sense in making it look perfect. Just want it to be protected from rust. Oh. Had a little bit of put a little bit of accelerator in there. So it's already starting to set on this seat. The last piece, I don't know if I did the whole thing with it. I don't think I did. But anyway, yeah, it looks all right. Straight, clean. How straight do these look? What do you guys think? That was wavy as crap down there. Wavy, 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 terribly wavy. And it doesn't look bad at all, does it? What do you think? Repairs down there? I didn't even try to make it look good. So, anyway, absolutely no trying on that at all. I'm just trying to make it look semi-smooth. That's it. As you can see, all that stuff doesn't show up. So, color sand and buff it, you'll even hide more. You know, as soon as you get that shine going. You know, a lot of people look at raw paint when it's done and they think, oh wow, that doesn't look great. But once you get it all assembled up and you color sand and buff it, it looks like a completely different car. I remember there was this, there's a video on the channel. I just put a little video of this ambulance on there. If anybody's ever seen it, maybe nobody has. There's an ambulance on there, and we actually did that ambulance many years ago. And I remember it came into our shop painted, and then Richard did the lettering on the door, on the front, Krankenwagen, and did the crosses and all that stuff, and on the door, Der Doktor, I think, is on the door or something like that. I don't know. But, and man, it had runs. It looked like crap when it was over at the shop. And then it went to the first show, and I was like, wow, it looks like a totally different paint job. Color sand, buff, you know, all that stuff. That's where your real work is in the finishing. Everything that you see raw, you know, except for when you're like the gunman, where you're spraying all day long, every day. You're spraying 5, 6, 7 spots a day. When I did that, you know, everything was spot on. You know, it was like easy because you were doing it all day long. But when you just do it every once a year or twice a year even, or whatever, you know, you're not going to get the same type of finish. We did keep the original top. Let's see if it looks any different. What do you think? What do you guys think? Think it'll look any different? Oh, not much. Looks like the same color. Looks cool, pretty cool. Being original, that being original paint up there. I decided it would be cool to have something original in it. You know, I think if something's in good shape and it's worthy of original, I mean, I'd love to have the original dash that was here, but it was just too bad. By the time I got fixing all that stuff, it was just too much. It was too much to do, so. But yeah, to have that original, I think that's pretty cool. I think that's it's definitely a cool thing to have. All right, so anyway, that's it for the painting the jambs. Talk to you guys in the next video. I'm going to get the assembly started on the inside here, and then we're going to work on the engine compartment area, and then I can paint the rest of the interior. I still need to paint the insides of the doors over there, the back, all these windows, the window frames be right here where I'm at. Right here, these window frames. Got to get painted too. Back over there, the corner. I'll probably just spray a coat over the door like I did there with the sealer, and then just clear it, and you know, that protects it pretty well. The sealer actually is a single stage urethane that I used, so it'll actually be sealed and painted behind the doors. I'll probably do that just so it's protected back there. And also up there, I'm gonna paint that. I'm gonna paint those back part, and this whole thing here is gonna get painted eventually. I'm gonna go ahead and use the sealer on it probably as a base, and then just clear it. And then probably around the door frame here, this will get painted with the color. And you can't really, if you notice right there at the door, it almost looks like the same color. I didn't shoot the whole floors, I just shot a couple areas in it, and it's a little bit whiter, and that's it. It's not that much different, so it looks all right. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.